Hi, and welcome to the weekly love reading for October 19th, 2018. Now, I do want to say that if it's not the week of October 19th, 2018, that's okay. If you're drawn to this video, it is timeless. It probably has some kind of message for you, so go ahead and keep watching. I've got some little kitty cat markers here, and I wanted to say that pile number 1 is this Calico Cat, pile number 2 is the Siamese Cat, and pile number 3 is the Tabby Cat. All right, before I begin, I do want to say that continuing through October 21st, any readings that are ordered, I will donate $10 per reading to hurricane relief funds for Hurricane Michael. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And anything that you need to know about me that has anything to do with my readings, how to support the channel, anything like that can be found in the description. And if there's anything that's not listed there that you would like to know about, go ahead and send me an email. That's also in the description. I want to go ahead and take a moment to thank my viewers and subscribers. I'm just so excited about how many people I'm reaching through this channel, and I'm just really blessed to have you guys, and I enjoy reading your comments. I read every single one of them, and I just really love interacting with you. Because there's so many more coming in, it's a little bit more difficult for me to interact with every single one of you, but just know that I am reading, okay? And feedback, it's always appreciated. I adore it, and I thank you. But let's go ahead and get started on this reading, okay? That's why we're here. If you haven't picked yet, go ahead and pause the video, and then you can unpause when you've made your select. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and start with pile number 1 and see what is gonna be going on for the next week for you guys. Okay, here's this Calico Cat. Now, when I ordered these little kitty cats, I thought they were gonna be bigger, so I thought you guys were gonna be able to see them in more detail. So, I'm using a new tarot deck. It's called the Hanson Roberts tarot deck. Okay, so right now, your person's showing off a lot. And both of you really want to take some action in this relationship. So what you're going to be experiencing this week is your person's going to be wanting to get your attention. This might have to do with work or money, but it's more like, hey, look what I can do. Yeah, that kind of thing, that kind of energy. And also, they're going to be wanting to spend more time with you. They're going to be, they want to take action in a situation. So if you're in a situation where there hasn't been a whole lot of movement's going to start happening this week. Another thing is that you'll notice that both of you are feeling really happy. And let me explain why I'm saying this, okay? You've got in the Sun card, which is supposed to be the happiest card in the deck, and I always mentioned that in my mind it's the Hermit because that's my favorite card, but okay, you know. But in the Sun card, you've got the Sun, and if you, hopefully you can see this card, the Page of Rods means action, is wearing a sun pendant, okay? And you've got the sunflowers, and the Queen of Rods, again, rods are action, is, she's got this sunflower seed, okay? I'm sorry, the sunflower. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely very, it's definitely a very happy time for you guys. You know, this is a situation where, you know, another thing is that it's not just action, it's also there's a lot of passion going on. So it's going to be really fiery too, comparatively. And, you know, the Three of Pentacles, you know, it's kind of like showing off your work, showing off what you can do, that kind of thing. So that's where your person's going to be coming from, and that's what to look for. So far, nothing negative. You are going to have to keep in mind that you do have to have patience. Just because it's moving doesn't mean that it's necessarily moving still at the pace that you like. Just acknowledge that it is at least moving. It is at least, something is at least happening here. And that should help you, because it's like, I mean, just really be thankful for what you have so far in this relationship, and know that all of the rest of this stuff is coming. The little blurb on this is, I accept that everything happens in divine order. So yeah, really, you know, keep in mind divine timing too. Sometimes we might think that it's totally the right time for something to happen, but there's something in the universe, there's some kind of force that knows better than us. And when that happens, just, you know, accept that that's what's going on. The kind of thing that you need to look at to help this relationship is self-love. And this card says, you realize that the love of self is necessary to love another. So take care of yourself. You know, you might want to just do something nice for yourself, you know, buy yourself a new book and read it this weekend, or, you know, go and pamper yourself, buy yourself something new to wear, get your hair done, you know, anything that you're giving some attention back to yourself, have some me time, that kind of stuff. Take a break, you know, all of those kinds of things, stuff that you can do to help move the relationship along. Because again, the more you're focused on yourself, the better able you will be to handle when other people focus on you. And this will go for any relationship. But in this relationship, that's your message this week. So keep that in mind. Hi guys who picked pile 2, or the Siamese Cat. Okay, I'm using a new deck. This is called the Hanson Robert Tarot. Looks like we've got some interesting stuff. Okay, so your person might be feeling a little defensive. It could be you, but just know that sometimes things come out a little bit more critically than they're meant. One thing that I think is really interesting about this card is that, you know, you've got these rods coming at this person and they're defending themselves, right? But you don't actually see any actual entity that is attacking this person, right? So it's almost like the attack is in their head. It's almost like whatever's coming at them isn't really fully there, or it's not coming at them with a whole bunch of force. So just remember that sometimes we can be sensitive, and sometimes that's going to be on your end. But what I'm thinking is it's actually more on the other person's end, because it's like, I'm just feeling like they might take things a little bit more sensitively, and that sensitivity can, you know, just keep in mind that when you say something that might sound a little bit negative, to also include some kind of positive reinforcement and that kind of thing. You also have the Ace of Cups. This is always great in any kind of love reading, because it just means there's like new emotions, there's new stuff coming for you, okay? Aces always indicate something new, or beginnings, you know, that kind of thing. And the Cups is a water one. Water is associated with the depth of feeling, intuition, you know, all of that kind of stuff that has to do with relationships. So that's very fortuitous. And then you've got the Star. The Star always promises hope, direction, and it also lets us know that we can be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable, and that's a natural state for us to be in. When you're around your person isn't a predator, okay? So you don't have to worry about feeling as if you might be, you know, as if there's, you know, anything wrong. You know, I understand that anxiety comes with being in new situations, and especially if we want something really badly, and we're around the person that we're really interested in, and all of that, that our anxieties can really kick up. But the Star is, you know, you can calm down a little bit. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's natural to be vulnerable. You know, the character in the Star is always nude. And that vulnerability, you know, is partly what makes you beautiful to this person. So kind of keep that in mind. And then you've got her playing with the water. You know, she's in her emotions. She knows how she's feeling and all of that kind of stuff. So if you, in your romantic relationship, aren't clear on your feelings, if you find yourself being more reactive instead of responsive, go ahead and examine your feelings. Like, what are you really feeling in this? And what is it that you really want out of this? Because without being able to answer those questions, then you're not going to be able to set your intentions and direct it. So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, so the Soul's Journey lesson cards, card that you got is imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. I think that this has two meanings in this reading. On the one hand, the imagination has to do with setting your intentions. You know, what do you want out of this relationship? Do you want this person to smile at you once a week? Or do you want this person to ask you out? And if you want them to smile at you once a week, what's something that you can do to make that happen? Or if you want them to ask you out, what can you do to make that happen? You get creative. Use your imagination to figure that out. The other thing is using creativity in your relationship. And this is going to apply more to people who are in, you know, already established, committed relationships, that right now is a time to get a little bit more creative. And just, you know, and just know that might, you know, help your relationship move along. For a few of you, this might indicate that it might be time to try for another baby, or to try for your first baby. But I don't think that applies to a whole lot of you. And then unity. You understand the love shared with another is amplified and has ripple effects across the universe. Okay, what this card means when it comes up in a love reading is that every act of love that you display to anybody is going to affect your relationship with your person. I know that might sound like really disconnected, but when you are continuously spreading love to other people, you're practicing spreading that love so that your person can feel love as well. Just know every human interaction is another opportunity for you to practice love. And love doesn't have to be so out loud and so over the top. It can just be smiling. It can just be, you know, asking somebody who's checking you out at the grocery store, you know, hey, hope you're having a good day. Or saying have a good day when you leave. That kind of thing. Just being a little bit more considerate and understanding that every single person has their problems that they're going through. They have their joys too. And just know, you know, just think of it like this. Leave every single person you interact with a little bit better for having interacted with you. And if you're able to do that, it's a lot easier said than done. If you're able to do that, then you are in the exact right place. Because that's the ultimate expression of what that card's about. All right, so it looks like you guys are going to be doing really great this week. Hi, group 3. You guys are the ones that picked the Tabby Cat. I'm going to be reading with a brand new deck. It's called the Hanson Roberts Tarot. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Okay, so first off, we've got the Ace of Swords. Aces always mean beginnings. The swords, though, well, first off, they talk about communication, and they also talk about, you know, meeting on that mental level. So if you're looking for communication, like you haven't had any communication for a while, or if you're looking for them to be a little bit more forthcoming with you and that kind of thing, that's going to happen this week, okay? There's going to be some more communication going on this week. Either that, or you're going to hear something about them that's important regarding your relationship this week. You also have the moon. That always implies that there's something hidden. Usually in love readings, it's hidden feelings. That's the number one thing that people are hiding from one another. Given that something needs to be communicated, and then there's like and there's something hidden, it seems like whatever it is that needs to be communicated is the thing that's hidden. But just know that somebody's holding back, basically. It could be you. And it could be your other person or it could be both. I have a feeling that it's actually both of you. I've noticed that a lot of people will say things like, oh, I wish this person would tell me how they feel. And it's like, well, have you told them how you feel? And they're like, no, why would I tell them that? You know, like one person, like it's on them to tell. And I understand that in certain cultures and following certain traditions, that might not be appropriate for your specific situation. But just know that when feelings are being hidden, that can be kind of that can complicate things only because there's a lack of clarity on both ends, and that's where that goes. The Nine of Pentacles also comes up for in your love life, and that indicates that you guys might experience something that's like kind of really leisurely, where like money isn't an issue, material world isn't an issue. It's like you get a well-deserved break, that kind of thing. It's like all of your work is done and now you can enjoy things. So for some of you, and you know, nines are usually about wish fulfillment. For some of you guys, this relationship's going to get to where you want it to be this week. And you know, so that's, I mean, this is an extremely positive message. Even if the moon might point to something that's hidden, which could point to deception, it's still, we still have this Ace of Swords as the first card that's coming through, saying that communication's going to be the most important thing this week for you guys, as well as that intellectual link. So just kind of keep that in mind. Moving along, we've got envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. This is a complicated thing that comes up in a lot of relationships, and I really wish that I had more wisdom to share with my viewers about this. I happen to be a very jealous person myself, and I'm working on that. I think part of this has to do with trusting. It's not just about trusting you know, your person, you know. I think that it's also about trusting yourself, like trusting that you are all that, basically, that you bring it, that you're the, you know, you're the person, you know, you're the person that this person's chosen, or you're the person that this person wants to spend time with, you know, and all of that, and just owning it. Like, really own that they're choosing you, they're choosing to be around you, they're not choosing to be around other people. And when you have that feeling from them, that you know that whenever they talk to you, whenever they spend time with you, that they're choosing this, that, you know, this is what they want. People don't do things that they don't want to do unless it's like to carry a responsibility, okay? So unless you're an obligation or a responsibility to them, they're gonna give you attention because they want to. And so there's nothing to feel jealous about, there's nothing to envy. You've already got everything you need to succeed in this relationship, because ultimately, they don't care about what car you drive, they don't care about where you live, they don't care about what you wear, they don't care about what you do. All they really care about is you, at your core. This person that they connect with, this one person that makes them feel different than any other person. And that's what you need, and that's all you really need. And so understand that there really isn't place for jealousy in love. And while I can say that on an intellectual level, I can also say, but I also understand that it can be kind of weird sometimes to like see your person talk to a different person sometimes, or maybe I don't know, not feel good enough for whatever reason, that kind of thing. I understand that, but just know that whatever is telling you that internally is a negative force in your life. That's a negative voice. That's not true, because it's not true of any human being. Every human being deserves love, and every human being has what it takes to be that person for at least one other human being on the planet, okay? So hopefully that helps. Spontaneity. This was also a challenge for me personally. So spontaneity is your last card, which just, is just talking about what you can bring to your relationship this week that can make it a little bit more fun, mostly, provoke more loving feelings and that kind of thing. The message is you move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. So, okay, so we've got this new communication. So just know this communication might be unexpected. It might be something really different. I'm not getting that it's bad though. It's not negative. But I know some people like to plan every minute of their day. And so spontaneity can feel scary to them, kind of like chaos, so the spontaneity is more positive. It's more like let's move this to the next level. It's more that kind of stuff. It feels like the spontaneity is something from your partner or from this other person that you're focusing on, that is more spontaneous for them, not so much spontaneous for you. However, if you are in a relationship or in a situation where it's just been the same old over and over and over and over again, try to bring something new into it. And it doesn't have to be big. It can be something as small as, hey, let's read a book together, or, let's try a new recipe, or something like that. It doesn't have to be going skydiving and race car driving and stuff like that. Just something new. That's it. So it looks like you guys are going to be having a really good week. It's going to be interesting to find out what's behind this moon card, what might be in the shadows here with you guys, whatever it is, this kind of message that you're going to be getting. Hi guys, thank you so much for staying until the end of my video. Again, I really appreciate all of my viewers and subscribers, all of the comments and the likes. It means so much to me. I just can't even express enough. And I just really want to tell you thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.